Welcome back to the Anti-Hero channel. My name is Justice Thompson. If you're new here, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're reoccurring, I want to welcome you back to the family. Alright, today we will be talking about, you guessed it, black people. But their dating problems. I have a brother, and I have aunties and nephews and nieces. And I'm kind of just thrown in the middle of that. So I see both sides of the ball. I have a lovely mother. Shout out to Princess Thompson for raising. I have a father. Most blacks don't. I'm joking. But I do have a great father who has raised me. You might not think it yet, but hopefully into a great man. And I have a wonderful village around me to keep me mentally sane and socially healthy. But enough with my stuff. I'm going to talk about the relayed problems with our dating culture. Culture is intertwined with our culture in general. And if you look back at my previous video, I talked about how our culture is destructive, even though it brings very beautiful things and very beautiful people to this world. Our culture is destructive as a people, which then, as you know, create dilemmas in our communities for our mates, for the people who we choose to procreate with. Now, I'm not gonna act like I have chose the best partners. I have a girlfriend of about to be of 2 years now, and I haven't found success with black women. I would account that for one, my choice in black women and what I see as a black woman and what I want as a mate, but there also has to be accounting on both sides. It does take two to tango. I would say the women that I picked, solely that I've picked, have been ratchet, have been promiscuous, have been selfish, have been just greedy, and not in the sense of physical like eating, but just greedy in the sort that nothing can satisfy them. It doesn't matter how much you give and how much you do for them, they are greedy. And I'm not gonna say these are all women, because these are anecdotal that I have about the women that I've chosen in my path. Now, I can't speak from the woman perspective, but I know there are a lot of deadbeat men out there, trash men, who cheat, who lie, who steal, who just are leeches on both sides of the spectrum, for men and women. And and it saddens me to see our community glorify these, and then we glorify these handful of relationships, and then we take the other handful and use them as entertainment or to bash the other side. It saddens me, it sickens me, it makes my stomach curled, because we have such beautiful roots as a people and we can create greatness, but 3 and 4 black women don't get married. That's a problem. And I'm not gonna act like we haven't, as black men, attributed it to that problem, because we have. We have to take accountability as men for that. But that does not leave the women absolutely unscathed and unaccounted for, because we are all grown-ups here. But these women that are promiscuous, ratchet, don't take good care of themselves, don't show love other than just saying I'm a boss chick and I don't need no man. I look good, so I deserve the best man. aren't self accountable. You might think you even are self aware. You're not. That's the sad part. So even for the dudes that are, man, I got $100,000 necklace, 50K on the wrist, shades. You know what I'm saying? The money talk to me. I'm so money centric. Money, money, money. If you think that's gonna make you a good partner, if you think, oh, I look good, so I'm gonna be a good partner, and as dudes, if you say she looks good, she looks like a good partner, or as a woman, you see he has a lot of money, he'll be a good partner. We are both sadly mistaken, because it doesn't take a lot of money to be empathetic. It doesn't take a lot of money to care, to love, to cherish, to live life, to laugh and love. That does not take any amount of money. And those are the best things about a relationship, is to experience life with another person on this earth that you genuinely enjoy. I have seen many times where people have chose terrible people, but have forgiven a lot of the stuff they have done because they provide some monetary things. And it's ridiculous because the fiscal game that they pick over over choosing themselves and working on themselves because they don't want to feel alone, they choose that tiny minute fiscal gain for themselves so they can have a bag instead of their dignity. These people would rather choose a life of misery with a handbag, would rather cry in a Ferrari than have their own self-worth and self-dignity, and stepping away from a relationship that's not healthy on both sides. I see it time and time again as I scour the internet. I don't use social media. I don't have Instagram. I kind of have a Facebook. I don't use Twitter. I don't use anything like that. The point of things I'm saying is I've watched many videos bashing on women for only wanting men for their money. But if you only display that, you will only find that. And for these women who only look for a dude if he has money, you will not find a good man. Because it also has to account, how did he get that money? Did he struggle for it? Did he learn something in the process of gaining that money? So do you just throw someone with no arc, no character, no substance to them, nothing to grab onto, and you give them a bunch of money? You might as well have a dog and a pull of bones. He's just gonna be nonsense. He's gonna be a pig in mud. He's gonna spend it on you, spend it on useless things. What happens when that money runs out? What is that partner to you? And to the men who only look for a woman's beauty, who only looks for a woman's youth, who can't look past her past, I advise you on one thing. We've all had a past. And there's some things to this day I know that you can't even say yourself that you did. What I will say is this. You need to, unfortunately, pull up your big boy pants and get over some things. And I'm not saying accept bullcrap. Not at all. You need to stand your ground when you need to stand your ground. And you should have boundaries. If you are the high value man the red pill community wants to talk about, which I hate. Because it's my least favorite community, because it's not about helping men no more. It's not about seeking truth anymore. It's about bashing women. And as long as we just continue to bash women, we will never get anywhere in this world. As long as we keep throwing men are this, women are this, if we keep going do this back and forth, we will never find the true solution, which is that we are best together, not apart. Strength in numbers, as the Golden State Warriors say. We have to let people live, because if you only see women as sex object and or a partner, then you can't get past the past. Would you show him less respect? No, you would not. Women are people. Women deserve to be treated as such, and when you start treating women not as a partner but as a person, you will see the good women pop out. You will see the good women wherever you go. You will have that aura around you that will attract good women, because you are not looking for a bedmate, you are looking for a soulmate. So how, and I'm going to get into how this ties into the black community. But in general, this is for whoever is listening. And I thank you for listening this far. If you have a partner, treat him as a friend first, partner second. Because at the end of the day, if you lose that partner as a partner, but that friendship is still there, that will always be a healthy relationship. And maybe you can rekindle the partnership. Who knows? But if there's no friendship and there's only partnership, where it's either you give me sex, I give you attention, or you spend money on me, I give you sex, or anything in that ballpark where it's just transactional, there will never be a fully committed union. And so when I see these people complain about how they can't find love, but they only view love as a business or a transaction, or they see the opposite sex as a business, it sickens me, because we are humans. We should never be seen as how much money I can get off of you, or what can I get out of you. I believe we as humans should see each other and say, what can we make together? How can we create a better world than yesterday? And that does not mean climate change. That does not mean any of that. I mean, I'm talking about how can us two people create a better environment for us to live in, so there's a little less hate in this world. So there's a little less bigotry in this world. For there's a little less discrimination in this world. I'm all about wanting people to have high standards and to pick the right person. But do not force the issue. If that person doesn't fit your criteria, do not bash them for that. Move on and find someone who is. Because I know you're probably bashing them because you thought they could be it. You either like the look, you either like some traits, and you're just mad because they don't fit your bubble. I experienced that as well. I would see videos on the internet of a beautiful woman trashing on men, and then I would see a less attractive woman subjectively bash men, and I wouldn't have that feeling of disgust and just annoyance and sadness and anger that the subjectively beautiful woman in my eyes had, because you would think, because they're beautiful, they would be in your wheelhouse of ideologically thinking. I know it sounds like a stretch, but more people know what I'm talking about than you think. So how does this tie into black people? This ties into black people by examining what I just said in intertwining it with our culture. As we see in today's age, what do we value out of ourselves more than anything? We value money, sex, and drugs. We as a whole, I'm not saying that most blacks, black people, colored people of America. I don't care. I'm not saying we as a whole smoke weed, have sex with 30,000 people, and just do anything for money. No. But what I am saying, that is a priority. And that stems back to when we were poor as a people in America. When we were just sharecroppers. We would do anything for money because we didn't have money. So we would rob and steal. But this is a different age and this is different times. You should not be getting in relationships to get money. You should be sustainable on your own, man or woman. Because at the end of the day, you are an adult. You should be self-sufficient on your own. You should, as a man, you should not depend on a woman to cook for you. As a woman, you should not depend on a man to drive you places and to provide housing for yourself. Excuse me. You should have that on your own. As a woman and man, you should not depend on your partner to create a sustainable mental space for yourself. As a man or a woman, you should not lean on a partner for mental stability, because it will never happen. We as a people do that a lot. I see us glorifying and giving attention to couples like Blueface and Krishan Rock, who try to kill each other on a day-to-day basis. It's ridiculous. And then we glorify relationships like Beyonce and Jay-Z and Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith, and we don't know what happens inside those marriages. Jay-Z cheats and Jada Pinkett dogs Will Smith. We didn't know that till they started talking. These are regular people. So don't just idolize because they're black and they're celebrities. Don't mean they got it all figured out either. Because if you are just trying to figure out relationships by that standard, we will all be doomed. We will all be doomed. So my final thoughts are on this is to think carefully before you choose a partner. And I mean thoroughly. Your talking period should not be a week, 2 weeks before you do something drastic like move in or start being in a relationship. You should date. Go out a couple times. Get to know this person. Get to know this person's movements, because if you can't do that and later on you're like, I don't know what this person is, because you don't know that person. You don't know what that person's going to be like in 3 months. And I know a lot of people don't like extended talking periods, but they're only extended if you talk about nothing. Get to know that person thoroughly inside and out before you decide to move on with your time, money, and attention on that person. 2, be mentally stable. The key to a relationship is mental stability and independence. If that person is gone for the day, they're gone at work. You're at home, you have an off day, right? You should not be having a breakdown and be questioning what she's doing, why she's doing this, why she ain't calling back. I'm texting her 5 times. Or a man goes to work, he ain't answering my calls. I've texted him 5 times. Do I need to pull up at his job? If you can't sit by yourself and handle your own thoughts, you are not mature enough for a relationship. Doesn't matter what your age is. I've met 19-year-olds that are more mature than 35-year-olds. That is the fact of the matter. So, number 3. It's a risk but the ROI is worth it. I know that many people have gone through heartbreaks and getting cheated on and this and that. It's terrible. I've been cheated on. I've been betrayed. I've been a lot of things. I've been lied on. I've been stolen from a partner. Why I will never be the guy who gives up on love is not because I'm a hopeless romantic, but I have examples in my life of what the ROI of your time, money, and affection will be on a relationship. My parents have been married for 24 years from this last October. 24 years. They were married in their early 20s and they're now in their later 40s and they're living the time of their life. I can brag to my girlfriend and my friends saying, yeah, my parents are traveling, they're together, they're happy, have a healthy marriage. A lot of people can't attest to that. And I do put some blame on the older generation of breaking up because they can't work out things and whatever their reasons is. But we in the black community need to see more healthy relationships. And we need to aspire to be more healthier in relationships and not to give up when you get that partner. Because at the end of the day, even when you're married, you're still dating that person.